Hello, YouTube. I am Natanis Likens, and we need to talk a little bit. I don't really know where to start, so I'm just going to pick a spot and we're going to go from there. I know what I want to talk about. It's just a matter of how I'm going to arrange it because I'm doing this off the top of my head. So, you may have seen on my channel that I have posted 3 videos or 3 streams of me playing Path of Exile 2. And the visual quality is okay. The problem is that they're choppy as hell. There's not a whole lot I can do about that right now. In fact, thinking about it with some of the other games that we've played and me watching back a little bit of the streams and a little bit of the videos, those are also choppy as hell. So I did some investigating to find out if I need to change some settings in OBS. Turns out the problem's not OBS. The problem is the CPU on the computer. Now, this does not mean that the CPU is going bad. I want to clarify that. The computer is fine. I am still able to somewhat make content. The problem on one end is that the CPU is 11 years old. It is not powerful enough to keep up with some of the stuff today. And in fact, the computer itself is not powerful enough to do both run a game, record, or even stream all at the same time. Now, you may be thinking, well, just get a second computer and get a capture card and have one computer for gameplay and one computer for streaming, which is what a lot of other people do. That is fine. I might be able to even do that right now. Technically, the problem really is space. I don't have the space for that. The other problem is it does not solve the issue of the CPU. It's not powerful enough. Flat out, between that and looking at where graphic cards are at now, I have a 1060 NVIDIA GeForce in my gaming rig right now. Yeah, we're at 470 or something, so it's out of date too, so we're having to play a lot of things on lower graphics compared to all these other channels that have really powerful rigs. We're just, technology-wise, we're so far behind, it's not even funny. With that being said, I decided to go over to Best Buy, kind of just browse around. I'd much rather go to one of the sites where you build your own computer. I just wanted to get a generalized idea of what I'm looking at. And I had a little bit of a screw up on my own end that I actually thought was on Best Buy and iBuyPower's end. So let me reiterate that. I saw something that I thought was a screw up on Best Buy and iBuyPower's end. That is not the case. You can see I've got glasses. I couldn't read it properly. So as I was browsing around looking at, what processors they have in some of the store model gaming rigs, not something off the website or anything, because I'd much rather do that, custom build my own, because there's one of the things that I was looking at, none of them had, that I was really aggravated. I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't know if that's a common thing. I have to look into that a little bit further. We'll get into that in a minute. But the main thing is I was looking at the hard drives, and all of them had what I thought was 100 gigabytes, and there was one with 200 gigabytes. Again, I'm wearing glasses. I couldn't read it very well. And I made the comment, and I'm sure people heard it, why don't any of these have terabytes? Why is it just gigs? In my idiocy, I didn't realize that I wasn't reading it correctly. It was actually 1,000 and 2,000 gigabytes, which, if you know, 1,000 is 1 terabyte. 1,000 gigs is 1 terabyte. So, little funny thing on my end. I got some funny looks. They didn't say anything. Probably just thinking, well, this guy's an idiot. Yeah, in the heat of the moment, I couldn't read it. I realized it later. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't even make any sense. And I went back and I started really looking at it like, am I reading that right? No, I was not reading that right. They were 1,000 gigabytes and 2,000 gigabytes. But, after looking at all that and everything, it was looking like even a store model is like around $2,000 right now, which isn't bad for a gaming rig. I think mine that I bought back in 2008, I think that one off of iBuyPower with pretty much max everything was like $1,500. Now, to be fair, the one I have now is a newer one. It was given to me about 5-6 years ago, but I didn't realize that the CPU on it is also really old. That one's the CPU on that's about 2013, 2012, somewhere in there, which is not good for today's gaming and everything. So, with that being said, it really looks like I am kind of screwed hardware-wise on getting any kind of content that's going to be smooth or look great. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with any of those, and that's the trouble that I've been having. That's the realization I've come to, is I just don't have the resources to get a new computer right now and like upgrade so that I can make smoother videos. There's more problems than just that, okay? And that's kind of where I wanted to start. I wanted to talk about some more issues that I've got. So the first and foremost problem is the amount of time that I can actually spend producing content is about half of what it is for anybody else. Actually, it's probably less than that, because there's only about 4 days a week, maybe 8 hours a day, maybe. Sometimes it feels like there's only 5 or 6 hours a day, but 4 days a week, let's say 4 to 8 hours a day that I can produce content, compared to some other channels, depending on the specific channel, because there's others that can do more, that they've got more time for whatever reason. Like maybe they've got time set aside that they can do that, or maybe they don't have to worry about anybody else ever. It's just them. They can do what they want. I'm not in that position. So the time that I have to work on stuff is kind of dictated by those two assholes. And I do mean that. They're assholes. They never listen to me as far as the fact that this is a 24/7 an hour job that I'm trying to do. I need the time, and that doesn't include just during the weekdays from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. That is 24/7. That's that's Sunday through Saturday, all day. Like, so they've been really pissing me off with that for over 2 years now, and I'm not getting anywhere. I really don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. The other problem is, when I was working this time last year, I really wanted to put up some soundproofing so that I could, one, not bother them at night if I'm getting loud or anything, because then I would have soundproofing on there. And two, it would also help with the acoustics of using like an actual microphone to get better sound quality out of, me talking. No, they wouldn't allow it. They were being bitchy about it, saying that that's going to tear up the walls and everything. You can't do that, and blah, 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 blah. So it came about after a while that I was sitting there thinking, okay, my only other option as of right now is I've got two paths that I could go. I could get my own home, which is the best option. And at the time I was thinking, like, I've got the money, I could probably do it. And I started saving up for that. The other option was, maybe I go off and I get a studio, like rent a little studio somewhere, or an office, like a single person office somewhere. Unfortunately, Chattanooga has nothing small enough for that kind of idea. Like, I'm talking a single office. There's nothing in Chattanooga for that. Most of them were like big office spaces, like you've got a full company inside of there. That's all I could find here in Chattanooga. But as you know, back in June or July, whichever way you want to look at it, I ended up losing that job. We're not going to talk about that, but that's my own fault. It has nothing to do with that company. It's my fault. So there went that plan. And it also transpired that it started getting worse as far as me actually being able to make content. In fact, once again, just a couple days ago, I was getting bitched out over things, and I was hoping a little bit earlier this year, like only a couple months ago, around October or something, because I noticed that we were getting close to 80 subscribers here on YouTube. And I was like, okay, maybe I can make a push for this. Maybe we can get at least 100 viewers by the end of the year, and that would make me feel a lot better. Well, you can look up at the subscriber count right now. We are only at 80, and last I looked, we had 20 days left. That was a few days ago, so I'm assuming we're at about 16, 15 days left. Actually, it's less than that. It's probably about, what is today, the 13th, so 17, so yeah, 18 days left. 18 days left to get 20 viewers, where typically I'm only getting about 1 or 2 subscribers a month. I'm out of hope. I don't see it happening. As much as I want to make a push for it, and as much as I want to continue on it, everything right now is doing the opposite of it. I'm being denied the time I need to do stuff. I'm being bitched at pretty much anytime they fucking feel like it, to be honest. I know that doesn't sound very Christian-like to say, but I mean, what can I do? I am trapped in hell. I mean, I need upgrades, I need space, I need time. All 3 of those could be solved simply with money. Flat out, it could just simply be solved with money. And what I mean by that is just, having my own little space where I can do that stuff. But that costs money to have that space. Getting the new computer with a higher powered CPU could do it as well, or would be part of it. Or like even getting a dual computer setup. Like, I could probably use that one as the streaming rig and get a more powerful one with the new CPU, or I could go through the trouble of upgrading that completely. Now, I do believe that would also mean getting a motherboard and everything. But the fact of the matter is, with only 80 subscribers here on YouTube, at 101 on Twitch, but I'm not even affiliated on Twitch, because one of the things we need to be affiliated is getting at least 3 people talking at once in chat. And considering the time of day that I'm limited to, that means like nobody's going to be there. At this point, it would take a miracle for any of this to work its way out, to make it to where it's self-sustained, to get me out of this place, because those two assholes aren't helping me. They're hindering me. Flat out. They're hindering me. So I don't know what to do. As much as I want to continue this channel and everything, it's looking more and more like I need to let it go. And that's it. It's looking more and more like I'm just going to have to let go of this and let go of yet another dream. Like, I'm not going to get anywhere. I don't have the support I need. I don't have the help I need. Or I don't have just the flat out distance. Like, if I had a way of moving the fuck away from them and, you know, being able to make it just doing this, like maybe I had a sponsor or something, it'd be possible. But I don't have a sponsor. I don't have the numbers to even get a sponsor. I mean, it'd be lovely to get like iBuyPower to sponsor me, or any of those gaming companies. Personally, I would prefer iBuyPower, simply because I bought my first gaming computer from them. So I'm kind of partial. I'm dead in the water. I am dead in the water. That's pretty much what I gotta say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little conversation, me spilling my guts out for a few minutes. We'll see what happens in the future. I don't have any hope for it. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you later. God bless you all, and Merry Christmas.